his real name. She had a no-makeup face and a slim, outdoorsy look, and she met his eyes in a man-to-man way. Okay, he thought. She seemed unaffected by the noise he was still making. Not okay. "Colt," she said. "Meet Liverwurst. Liverwurst, this is Colt." A huge, heavy-boned, long-nosed, fleshy head swung out over the stall door and nodded in the air somewhere above Colt. He gasped, trying to lean back and flinch away, though in a wheelchair he could do neither. He gawked, too stunned even to yell anymore. Liverwurst looked like a diseased, no, a mutant fungus, crawling out of a horror movie dark hole of a stall. Liverwurst was all speckles and blotches of liver brown, yellow, and dirty white. His nose looked like a bad case of sunburn. His eyes reminded Colt of eggs fried too long, with greasy brown whites. And if Liverwurst's head was so big and ugly, the rest of him, hidden behind the stall door, had to be... "Liverwurst is an Appaloosa," said the stable woman, as if nothing was wrong. The rest of him had to be monstrous beyond belief. Big, heavy shoulders, great, leaping haunches, huge, hard, steel-shod hooves that could smash a kid with a single kick. "Colt," Mrs. Barry directed, "feed him his treat." Colt looked down to discover that his clammy hands, shaking in his lap, were clutching an apple. He didn't remember how or when it had gotten there, but he knew he could blame it on Mrs. Barry. The horse smelled the apple. Trying to reach it, Liverwurst swung his head low, so low Colt could whiff his hot, sour breath and feel it stirring his hair. The horse's fleshy nose reached to just above Colt's head. "Hold it up where he can get it, Colt," Mrs. Barry urged. Colt honestly couldn't move. It's one thing to be a regular person with legs that can take you away if something turns out to be dangerous, and it's another thing to be trapped in a wheelchair with a gung-ho grown-up at the handles. Colt felt petrified. Liverwurst nodded eagerly and snorted, flaring his nostrils and spraying Colt with a polka-dot splattering of mud-brown horse snot. "He won't hurt you," Mrs. Barry said. "All of Mrs. Reynolds' horses are very gentle." Aha! So she was saying it was okay to be afraid of some horses. And how did she know which ones? But before Colt could point this out, Mrs. Barry grabbed his hands. "This way," she directed, prying open his clenched fingers and flattening them out so that the apple perched on his palms. The horse was starting to paw with anxiety to get at the apple. Colt could hear a hoof, maybe about the size of a manhole cover, thudding someplace inside the stall. Crack, crack against the thin wooden wall between him and Colt, like the crack of doom. "Hurry," said Mrs. Barry. "It's okay." Those two concepts didn't seem to go together. Nevertheless, Mrs. Barry guided Colt's hands up toward Liverwurst's straining, reaching nose. "It's not okay," Colt wanted to shout, but he couldn't. His chest had gone tight. He was sweating and panting. He couldn't talk. Liverwurst's mouth gaped open about 6 inches in front of Colt's bugging eyes. Humongous, rubbery lips pulled back from yellow-stained teeth that were as long as piano keys. In one powerful chomp, Liverwurst bit the apple in half, right through the core. "Ah!" Colt yelled. Screamed, really. Liverwurst tossed his huge head, about the size and weight of a medium-small dog, and chewed vigorously. Apple juice and bits of squashed apple pulp frothed out from the corners of his mouth and flew into Colt's face. "Oh, honestly, Liverwurst," the stable lady chided the horse. Colt found his voice. "I don't like it. Make him stop. Get me away from him." He was almost crying, and furious because he hated to cry when people could see him. It was embarrassing enough that he had screamed. Blast Mrs. Barry for getting him into a situation that made him want to cry.